Your compost pile is silently killing your garden's potential, and most gardening channels won't say that out loud. Composting has been sold to us as the gold standard of soil health for decades. Turn the pile, balance the greens and browns, wait 3 to 6 months, hope nothing smells like a swamp, and after all that effort, you get a modest bucket of finished compost to spread thinly across your beds. There's a better way, and it's been sitting right under our feet the whole time. The method is called sheet mulching, sometimes called lasagna gardening, and it works by feeding your soil biology directly, in place, without ever moving material to a bin and back again. Here's the controversial claim, and it's backed by soil microbiology research. The act of composting actually destroys a significant portion of the beneficial fungal networks you're trying to cultivate. When you heat a compost pile to the recommended 55 to 65 degrees Celsius, or about 130 to 150 degrees Fahrenheit to kill weed seeds, you're also wiping out mycorrhizal fungi, beneficial nematodes, and bacterial diversity. Back in 2018, a study published in Applied Soil Ecology confirmed that thermophilic composting, the really hot kind, actually reduces microbial diversity quite a bit compared to cold or in situ decomposition methods. So, in other words, the hottest compost piles end up producing the least biologically alive end product. Now, sheet mulching, well, it skips that whole destruction phase entirely. Organic matter just breaks down right there on and in the soil, letting fungi and bacteria colonize it continuously and pass nutrients directly to plant roots. That's, exactly how forest floors have worked for about 350 million years, all without any help from humans. The concept here is pretty simple. You're just layering organic materials directly on the soil surface in a specific order, kind of like mimicking what happens on a natural forest floor. Here's the exact method. You start by mowing or flattening whatever is growing in your target area. Don't dig. Seriously, you want those existing root channels to stay intact, because they're like highways for water and air movement. All right, let's talk about building the bed, step by step. First up, the weed barrier. Lay down a single layer of plain cardboard. Just be sure to remove all tape and staples. Overlap the edges by at least 15 to 20 centimeters. That's about 6 to 8 inches, so, weeds can't sneak through the gaps. Now, wet it thoroughly. You want it soaked, not just a little damp. Next comes your nitrogen-rich material. Spread fresh grass clippings, kitchen scraps, coffee grounds, or aged manure about 5 centimeters or 2 inches deep. This right here is your green layer. After that, add your carbon-rich material. That could be straw, dry leaves, wood chips, or even shredded cardboard. Aim for about 10 centimeters or 4 inches deep. This is your brown layer. To finish, top it off with a final 5 centimeters or 2 inches of wood chips or aged compost. This acts as your planting medium. The total depth should sit somewhere between 20 and 25 centimeters. That's 8 to 10 inches. This depth is pretty important. Too shallow and weed seeds still get light. Too deep and, well, it stays anaerobic. For new sheet mulch beds, give them a good, deep soak, about 20 liters or 5 gallons per square meter, which is roughly every 10 square feet right at setup. After that, you'll find the layered system holds moisture a lot better than bare soil ever could. Most gardeners end up cutting their watering frequency by 30 to 50% within the first growing season. If you're looking to speed up microbial activity, you can drench the layers with a simple liquid activator before you plant. Just dissolve 30 milliliters, about 2 tablespoons, of unsulfured molasses into 4.5 liters or 1 gallon of unchlorinated water and apply it evenly across the surface. The sugars in the molasses feed bacterial colonies, and that really kicks decomposition into high gear within just a few days. Within 4 to 6 weeks, earthworm populations in sheet-mulched beds can actually increase by up to 500% compared to tilled or bare soil. Those worms create microscopic tunnels that let oxygen penetrate 30 to 45 centimeters, 12 to 18 inches, deep. That's something even the best compost can't manage once it's just spread on top. The cardboard layer breaks down within 60 to 90 days in warm climates, or a bit longer if it's cooler, releasing nutrients slowly while the weed seeds below it die off from lack of light. So you're not just feeding plants here, you're building a living ecosystem. This week, I encourage you to pick one neglected corner of your garden, even just a 1 square meter patch, and build your first sheet mulch layer. Use whatever cardboard and organic material you happen to have on hand. Then come back in 30 days, dig your hands in, and see what's happening underneath. Drop your results in the comments if you like. Tell us what you found. The worms, the moisture, the changes. Your experience might be exactly what another grower in this community needs to hear. And hey, if you want more no-nonsense growing methods that actually work, don't forget to subscribe to Agronova Hub. We cut through the gardening myths and give you what works every single week.